Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Hope everyone is having a wonderful morning. It's raining here in Charlotte, but it's warm, so be thankful. Thankful to be alive. Today I wanted to talk to y'all about robots, scammers, and computers. Being that the government has pushed back the time on people receiving their income tax, you're going to see more and more cyber criminals coming out because they're waiting on their money just as well. So they're going to always go back to their old crimes and try to access people's information to get money. So with that being said, you have to be cautious on the calls that you pick up. If it's not your family or your bills, I know we said we was answering all our bill collectors this year. However, if you know your bill collector calls from one particular number, put it in your contacts. Just like myself, when my car note calls, I know they're calling because it's in my contacts. So I pick up if I want to talk to them. If I don't pick up. They leave a message, but I know it's them. Okay. They have this new technology now where robots can call you, okay? And they will repeat questions or answer negatively to a question that you ask them. And that's how you can catch it as a robot. Most of the time, they have the frequently asked questions programmed into the robot. However, if you talk a little crazy to the robot is not going to be able to respond properly. So with that being said, once you learn that it's a robot, hang up the phone. If they start asking you for stuff like, when they ask you for your name, your name is 1,000,001 people with the same name in our world, okay? Even in our United States, okay? Because a lot of people carry the same names. However, but the way they identify us is by our birth date and our social security number. So when they start to ask for those things, do not give it to them. Okay? When they start to ask for your address, do not give it to them. Hang up the phone immediately. Okay? If you don't recognize the number, don't even answer it. If it's not a location where your family members are. Now, this is something that I do. Every state has several area codes. Like here in Charlotte, we have two. We have 704, which is our home area code, and then we have 980, which is our cell phone, mobile area code. However, people do get a 704 as mobile as well. Okay, so you know that for the people that live in Charlotte, you know that your area code is 704 and 980. So with that being said, being that you know that, now if you get a 704 that doesn't look normal and you got kids out there, your husband is out there, family members is out there, you might want to answer just to see if it's not one of them calling from another number because something happened with their phone or they're sick in a hospital or whatever the case may be. Okay, and the reason why I'm breaking it down like this because you tell people things and they will follow and then mishaps that happen and then they'll blame it on you. So I'm breaking it down to as finest form I could possibly break it down to you guys so you'll understand what you need to do to protect yourself throughout these times. And being that we're going into a recession and maybe even a war within the next couple of months, we have to be very cautious of the things that we do and the information that we give people. Okay? So I say that to say, make sure that you know what areas your people are in. Like I got people in Virginia. I got people in Maryland. I have a Maryland number. So I get a lot of Maryland calls. Okay? And Maryland has a lot of area codes. They have 443-667. It's a couple of more. New York has 917-646. 929, 212, which is the home area code. 718 is the home area code. So many areas have so many different area codes. So you can ask Alexa if you have Alexa, or you can Google what's the area codes in where my family lives. So that way, if you see that area code and you haven't heard from a family member or whatever the case may be, just pick it up just to see, if that's your family member. However, if not, hang it right up. Because the cyber criminals are out there. The robots, they're using these robots now. Okay, they're working through computers. Some of them, it be even kids. Okay, but they're not smart enough to understand that some of the things that we say, so they don't know how to reply properly. Okay, so that's how you can find out that it's not a legitimate call. Or if it is, they're just trying to get your information. Then again, it could be a legitimate call. These companies need to get rid of it. We want to speak to regular people. Regular breathing people. And if you can't afford to hire regular people to work your business or your services, then you shouldn't be a business. Okay? It's too much cyber criminal activity going on. The other thing with the cars, okay, I'm starting to hear a lot of the cars is being shut off in the middle of the highway. It happened with the Tesla, it happened with me, and I'm hearing that it happened with someone else, okay? And I told y'all once before that anytime you have a computer and something is computerized, it can be controlled. Okay, they could talk all the nonsense they want to talk about. Oh no, a Tesla would never do that. It's computers. Anything that's a computer, it can be tapped into. Y'all seen the video that I did. At the time, it wasn't able to tap into the Tesla, but I believe someone is getting there. Okay, so with that being said, this is why we don't trust computers 100%. Okay. So, with that being said, I talked to my brother. My brother, he's a mechanic. He's been a mechanic for a very, very long time. And he has told me, if you feel like your computer system in your vehicle is starting to act up, just buy a whole new computer system. Okay? I don't know how much they cost brand new. He did mention that you can get them from junkyards and get them re-put back into your vehicle if you feel like your vehicle is being tampered with the computer board. Okay? So yeah, if y'all feel like, your car is stopping on its own, or the computer system is just acting irate, and you saying, well, why, just get a new computer system. Somebody may be tapped into your computer system and it's just bothering you. Sometimes my car will act up and I be thinking, okay, do I need oil? Do I need a transmission? Do I need this? Do I need that? And for all we know, it could be a car dealership doing it just so we can buy new cars, because cars are not being sold. Why? Because we don't have any money. Okay, how can you be in a 6-year loan? Okay, and everybody drove Uber and everything else throughout the COVID to make ends meet, even before the COVID. These are the ways that we found extra ways to make money. They figured out that they couldn't sell these cars that's 200,000 miles on them or 150,000 miles on them. So now they want to put us into newer cars. But they can't put us into newer cars if we feel like the car that we're driving is okay. But if the car breaks down and is doing scary stuff, what you going to do? You're going to go out and buy a new car. That's the way it works. Okay, so technically they're forcing us by misleading us to do these things. Okay, and it's all a scam. Yes, we do want to go into new cars because we want to be safe, but our government is not allowing us, through the companies that we work for, to be able to purchase cars every 3 to 4 years like we used to 10 years ago. Okay? That was the world that I grew up in, when we were able to buy cars every 4 to 5 years. Every 4 years, we're in a brand new car because it's paid off. The interest rates be too high now. Everything is just, it's just terrible. And I feel for the new generation coming up because they're making life harder for you guys. Y'all having anxiety. Y'all going through depression. Y'all are killing yourselves because y'all don't understand how life works. And it's not your fault. It's the things that they're doing to y'all. They're being greedy. And God does not like greed. Now, what country is doing it to us? We don't know. We don't know if it's our country or another country. However, we do know our country is in debt with a lot of countries. They should have been taking care of their own instead of taking care of others. I get America is the greatest nation. However, we can't be the greatest nation if we can't take care of your own. You got to be able to take care of your own first. Then you think about others. This is the biggest issue that we've had for many, many years. How all these people from all these other countries come in here and take our money. They have these big stores, and I mean, shout out to the Arabs. Y'all been doing lovely things for us and making sure that we get the respect that's deserved. But y'all came into our countries just like the Africans and got these big old loans and got big businesses. And now here we sitting here struggling, working for the regular man, and we can't even get $1 million loan to open up a business or open up a gas station. And that's just the truth of it. But why was it designed that way? Because our countries had contracts with these other countries, and as their people was coming in, they was designed to help them. But they get more than we get. We suffer. But then they get mad when we are doing crimes. And then some of them are coming into our countries doing crimes to us. It's not fair. So we got to learn to protect ourselves at any cost from these cyber criminals. Now we're getting the criminals, the people that's been in jail for years. We're telling them, work. We're going to show you how to do what you need to do to get your life right, because it's been done by many criminals. Just because you're a criminal don't mean that your life is over. You made a mistake. You did your time. You gave your time to the government. Now it's time to get it right. You got all these companies out here that's willing to hire convicted felons so they can get their lives right. And they're doing it. Don't take them back to that criminal activity. And this is what our country is doing. They got straight people ready to do criminal activity because of the things that they're doing. And it's not fair. It's not fair for the generation. It's not fair for the next generation. They have to get it right. The criminal activity must stop. And they're the cause of it. You got these people working. You promised them an income tax check right after Christmas. And now you want to delay that because you don't have the money and you just don't want to tell the truth. That you failed. We'd rather the truth than you keep putting us in further debt, because then we know how to handle our end. So we won't become criminals and be misleading and mistreating people. And got people out here doing cyber criminal activity to try to uplift their business because they know they're going to fall. You got to make it make sense. And that's the problem with the world today. They just do stuff and everybody follows. Make it make sense. That's why I like this new generation that's coming up. My daughter's generation. She won't move unless it makes sense. Well, that don't make sense. Wait a minute. Hold on. You got to explain it deeper to me because I don't understand. You can't just throw some stuff at me and tell me that this is the way it is. Make it make sense. And this is how the next generation is going to be. So they're going to put a halt. And I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. The next 2 generations is going to put a halt on anything moving until y'all make it make sense. They're not going to vote. They're not going to work. This new generation is finding out a way right now how they can recycle the money throughout themselves. This is what the new generation is coming up with. I'm dealing with them every day, and I'm watching them every day closely. They're trying to figure out a way to recycle the money throughout themselves so they won't have to pay taxes. They don't even have to work. Do you see what our government has done? After all these years of us paying taxes, these kids is getting ready to put it at a halt where they won't get no money. They're learning not to eat meat. They're learning to eat minimal. So they won't have to spend much money on food. They're learning to share. Look what y'all have done to our country. America, y'all got a lot of work to do. I don't see it happening for the next 20 years, but y'all got to start. Y'all have to start. It can't keep going on like this. Because in the end, the next 2 generations is going to delete y'all. Then what y'all going to do? It won't be nobody in the government getting no 6 figures no more. Because they're going to make sure y'all erased. At least the generation before them, which is the ones that's in their 20s, 25, 27 right now, gave y'all hope of saying, okay, well, that's a job that I could possibly want one day. I can be president one day. They're trying to delete the president. Do you understand what y'all doing? Y'all sold all this land on ground all over this country. You can't tell me that these companies are not paying taxes if we're paying for stuff. Where's the money? Y'all really need to sit down and reduce some bills. Okay? And it's stuff that y'all be writing up, saying, okay, we giving this state this amount, whatever, and how y'all budget it out. Y'all really need to sit down and see how y'all budgeting things out. You gotta make it make sense. It's like I went down to apply for food stamps, right? Because I'll be hungry. I gotta go to work. I work 10 hours a day and I don't make enough. I only make $17 an hour. They tell me I'm making $17 an hour. I'm making too much money. How am I making too much money? When my rent is $1,000, I gotta pay car note because I gotta get to work. Okay, I could take the bus, but then the bus doesn't correspond with the time I'm supposed to be at work. So then I got to leave 2 hours early, but I still got a child that's got to get to school. She's at the age of a young teen, so she can't just be out there in the street in the dark by herself. A full-figured young teen. Then you telling me I don't even make enough to pay the rent, the lights, keep a phone, car notes, and car insurance. And they forget I got to put gas in the car. My bills is higher than all of those. And those are the basic bills. That's not including the website that I pay for and all my business stuff. That's not including all of that. I don't even make enough to pay for those things, let alone food. So how are you telling me I make too much? Make it make sense. And this is the stuff that I'm talking about that they're doing to not only me, it's happening to a lot of people. So now you're telling us, however you eat is how you eat. We don't give a damn. So now it comes to the terms of now you're going to make me a criminal. Because I got to eat. I got to feed my child. It's the law. Because if I don't feed my child, now you're coming in taking my child, telling me I'm mistreating my kid. But yet still you didn't want to give me help. But yet still you tell me I got to keep a roof over the child's head. I got to make sure the child is safe. Make it make sense. Then we tell, we all hate the police because they're looked at as the people that stop us from doing criminal activity. But yet and still, some of them walk our shoes too. Where they can't get help, but yet and still they telling them to go out there and be on the front line, even die if we need you for a paycheck. It's like I tell people, I was telling some people at my job, when you go out to get a job, you're picking your death. That's what you're doing. You say to yourself, what's least like to happen on this particular job that can hurt me? Just like when I used to work for Frito-Lay. I would go out, I would leave my house. When I first started working for them, I had to be at work at 3:30 to 4 a.m. But they paid me what I was worth. The day that I stepped on their grounds to work for them, I had $1 million insurance policy. They paid me $52,000 salary plus commission. I did a TikTok that asked me, well, not asked me, but it was saying, what kind of weapon will you use if somebody came in your house right now? And I showed them a pen, a writing pen. The people may not understood, but in the sales world, when you have to be out and about at 3 a.m. in the morning, pulling up with a truck of chips, which is food, which is survival. So people would rob you if they wanted it. A good salesman always has a pen. And a pen can kill you if you stab it in the right place. My people trained me. They said, don't be scared. You got the greatest weapon with you. You get the right with it. You can twist your hair up with it and pin it down. And you can kill somebody with it too. So you see what that company did for me? Not only did they put $50-something thousand in my pocket, added commission, but I had the right to protect myself. So you got to choose your death out here when you go out here to look for a job. Am I going to work for $20,000 a year and inhale this nasty stuff or whatever issues you may encounter on a job? You choose your death. Just like when asbestos was out back in the day. Those guys got paid buku money because they knew they were going to die with cancer years later. They knew this. So I'm sacrificing for my family. But you're not going to have people sacrificing for their families and they cannot make it. These jobs got to start paying us what we're worth and the damages that we can put on our bodies. That way we won't need the government telling us, you make too much, we can't help you, because we're making enough to pay our bills. That would fix the problem. But these companies always want to find a way not to give the money to their employees. But granted, yes, you got some employees that still mess up the stuff that's coming in, the stuff that's going out, not looking at it as it could be a part of their paycheck. It's like at my job. They break up the boxes, make the boxes weak. They don't understand how much money one box costs when you're sending out thousands and thousands and thousands. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say thousands. Hundreds of thousands of packages a day. If you destroy, 200,000 boxes in 24 hours, do you know how much money that is? But they don't look at it like that. Plastic bags, paper, stickers, all this stuff costs money. I get it. But this is why you need to train your people from the beginning. Coming through the door. What sets the company and why? So they can respect it. And then we can get paid more money. You know, it's working for your life. Again, I'm going to tell y'all again. We would take out the chips. And they just said we want you to bring the boxes back. Sometimes we'll be like, bring these boxes back. Just too much work. Throw them in the dumpster. It's easier to just throw them in the dumpster. That's throwing their money away. We throw them in the baler. Give it to somebody else. That's somebody else's money now. On recycled cardboard. They said, no, Then they got to the point where they started counting them. You took out 30 boxes. You got 50 on your truck or 100 on your truck. The numbers ain't adding up. It's coming out your check. So what we would do, We fight with them boxes and bringing them back because you ain't taking nothing out my check. I don't give a damn if it's 0.1 because them 0.1s add up. We bring the boxes back, we get a barbecue. Y'all saved us some money. All right, y'all. Eat time. We be rewarded for doing what we were supposed to do to keep the company from losing money. But when you start a company, you're supposed to tell your employees from the beginning. Then you got your stealers. They'd rather steal, make money on the street, get caught, and then don't have a job. And now you can't get a job nowhere else because you're a stealer. And it's on record. You let them know that stuff from the beginning. This is a chance you're taking. Because I'm going to prosecute. You steal up anything up in here, I'm prosecuting your ass. So you won't get a job nowhere else. So you better come in here with love. Do your job. I'm going to pay you every week what you deserve. Don't steal from me. Because I'm going to prosecute. This is the way the companies have to handle it. So people could get paid what they're worth. So we don't have to keep running to the government saying, we need your money. And then they're turning us down saying, oh no, we ain't got it because you make too much. How do I make too much? I can barely eat. I'm waiting on my income tax that the government won't even give me. So I could come up a little bit and pay the bills that I couldn't pay because y'all told me I made too much. Make it make sense. Then you create your criminals. That's how you're creating them. Then you got these people. You told them, okay, well, y'all can raise the rent. How the hell are you raising the rent, but you're not raising the money that we're making? For the rent that the people is paying here in Charlotte, North Carolina, they should be making $20, $25 and better. Rent is running $1,700 to $2,200 a month. I'm afraid to move. I don't give a damn if I lived in the ghetto or not. I'll shoot my way about this place if I have to. Because I'm not moving somewhere where I got to pay $1,700 knowing I'm going to sign a lease and I'm going to break it within 6 months. Because I can't make the money. Make it make sense. You're creating criminals. But yet and still you want to say, our crime rates are too high in America. Well, you designed it that way. People's going to eat regardless. You have to eat to survive. It's a must. I don't give a damn if you're a vegan, a pescatarian, or you're a cannibalist. Who cares? You still got to eat. You don't have water so where people can fish on a daily basis. So it's not like they can go fishing and get their food. Make it make sense for the area, the land that you're on. Where the people on the water, because they can fish, their rent should be high. But the inner city people rent shouldn't be high because they can't even go out and get food for free. Make it make sense. Don't talk about the crime is high and the people are bad and we want to get rid of them, but you're creating it. Y'all put these rules in place for us to follow. All right, you suffer for a little while. Once we get to the beginning, the bottom of it, I'm going to use this for instance. Now, the government knew that I had pneumonia, almost died. Oxygen level 11. That's dead. Okay? Y'all see why I praise God so hard? He brought me back from that, and I'm here to talk to y'all today. So, of course, I'm going to praise God every single day. Not only that, I got scoliosis. My legs, I had a bad accident. All of this is on record now. Okay, I had a bad accident, which hurt my right side. Even though I cured myself with Diamond Way, before I cured myself, I should have been eligible. Not only because of the COVID being out there, my age, and I've worked over 30 years. I put money in already. But they tell me no and send me back out there to work and build my money up even more. Make it make sense. And y'all can't pay people now. You'd have been better off giving me the $2,000 that I'm worth now than waiting another 15 years. But what they're hoping is we'll be dead by then. But what they forget is we're learning how to stay alive longer. So now it's going against them. You got to make it make sense. You tell us to take care of ourselves. So we're doing that now. So guess what? Our Social Security checks is going to be higher. Then you're telling us we're not eligible for anything and we're going to go work 2 and 3 jobs. Now it's going to be even higher. The more activity you do, the longer you live. Did they think about that? The more your heart is pumping, the more your blood is flowing through your body. We got all these people jumping around on TikTok. Ain't nobody dying no time soon. This next generation is going to make it to 80 plus. Okay? What you going to do? You have to start to fix the problem now. You blamed it on the people. Oh, we the reason the COVID is everywhere because y'all people don't want to listen. Y'all not washing your hands. Y'all dirty. Y'all coughing on each other. That y'all not cleaning. Okay, we taught them all to do that. Everybody's in sync. We not even getting in each other's faces no more. We talk to the side. You might got the flu. So I'm going to talk over here so we won't be in each other's face. So yeah, what you say? All right. We taught them all this. They washing their hands to this day. They still scrubbing their palms. Doing up under their nails. We're throwing away gloves like the health organization said. Don't get that one use. Toss it. I knew my company couldn't afford it. So I just stopped using them. I said, I'll just wash my hands or wipe them down. You got to make it make sense, people. How you want us to do right, but you're not doing right. Because you expected us not to do right. But then you're going to turn us into criminals. We got to eat. We can't even drink the water that's flowing through our sink. We have to buy water. It's a must. That's all I can say is just, I'm ready to leave this country. I should have left last year. I was supposed to take me and my child up out of here. But I delayed myself because I said, this is my country and I want to stay here and I want to try to work it out here in my country where I was born at, where I'm from. But this is getting ready to become a third world country if they don't get it right. I see within the next 2 years us being a third world country. Meaning you can't survive. More and more people sleeping on the ground. Meaning outside. In tents. We already got them like that. I see one man, God bless his soul, he teaches about God all the time. I drive past him every day. And he lay down outside. He got his little barriers, I guess, for the cold, and so people won't see him, so he have a little privacy. And he be laying there with his little blanket and on his phone. And I said, well, damn. He ain't got no rent to pay, no car, no light bill, no nothing. He chilling. That's not the life I want for me and mine. However, that's what it's going to be within the next 3 to 5 years if the government don't get it right. So technically, a lot of us should be packing up, getting the hell up out of here. And that's just what it is. Then you're not going to get... And this is the other thing. Now, you let these contractors buy up all this land. I'm talking about here in North Carolina and other states too. Buy up all these land, build these beautiful houses that nobody can buy. Make it make sense. And then they buy and got to sell within a year or two because they can't afford it if they lose their job or if somebody gets sick in the family. This is why you got 5 and 6 people. We used to laugh at the Hispanics for living with 10 people in a house. We used to laugh at them about that. Back in the day. And 10 people living in a house. But if you got 10 people paying, or 5 people paying on a $2,000 mortgage, it makes sense. You stay in your room, you stay in your room, you stay in your room. We all come out and eat. Go to work, put the money on the table, let's pay the bills. That's what's going to have to happen in order for us to make it. We all have to come together as a family. And be confined to our rooms. There's no more privacy and no more having your own. Because we're not going to be able to make it. And these contractors is going to lose every dollar that they put into building these homes. They're going to be lucky if they can sell them. Because once they sell them, it's like it's your problem now. If you don't get to pay the mortgage, that's your business. I mean, the mortgage companies give the people 90 days, but if you lose your job, sometimes it takes 6 months to find another job, let alone 90 days. You got people, you got companies, you're losing your job, you're only getting a month severance, a month. I can't find a job in a month. Make it make sense. It takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months to find a job. And that's putting in applications every single day. And having interviews, at least getting called for one interview a week. If you want a decent job. So what you create is criminals. Because they got to survive. They got to stay in their homes. Now, what can we do to make some extra money? The government won't find out. But we got to do something because we got to pay the mortgage, people, or we're going to be in the streets. This is just the thoughts, that go through people's heads. Because I'm not killing myself. I'll kill me another nigga before I kill myself. That's a sin. God will forgive me. But God make it happen. If God makes it happen, that means it was designed to happen. So I'm going to go out here and commit this crime. But don't tell us we all damn criminals if we committing crimes because y'all enforced us to. Make it make sense. You did this to us. All I could do is just pray for us. That's all I could do. But I know one thing, and one thing for sure. I don't make much money, but I'm going to try to sell my products. And this is just me, y'all. I don't know what y'all doing. Try to sell my products, and I'm going to try to work and put at least $50 up every paycheck. If I can, that means I might have to give up something, or I might have to not eat that much. So I can go ahead and get my passport and get the hell up out of here. That's what I see. Now y'all can follow, or y'all can stay here and watch the drama. This is not the place to be. And I'm just throwing it out there. They're going to make everybody criminals. Trying to survive. You got crooked people in every company because they can't survive and don't know how to survive. You got the biggest criminals is the ones that make the six figures. Those be the biggest criminals because they got to pay the most taxes if they don't know how to offset it. That's why the feds is always auditing them, because they know they don't know how to offset the taxes. Because then they get into a tax debt. I know, I've been there. I wouldn't speak about something that I didn't go through. It didn't make me a criminal. But I went through a lot. I went through hell. I lost everything. And before I go through that again, I'll get the hell up out of here. And if you're from another country and you're listening, don't come here. This is not the time. Do not come to America. And if you're from another country and you're already here in America, if I was you, I'll pack up and get ready to go. Because I don't see this stuff getting better no time soon. You got these companies dependent on the government sending out income tax checks so they can come up. And they're not even doing that. So not only is the people going to fall, companies are going to fall too. Once the companies fall, then the country is going to go into bankruptcy, okay? Because then there's going to be no taxes that the company's going to pay. They can't pay none. Because they ain't make no money. So you see how it's going to turn into a third world country? Because there's going to be no way for the money to recycle itself. If you're holding back. Nobody told y'all to give out all them damn stimuluses. Nobody told y'all to allow COVID to last for 3 years. That was y'all choice. And it didn't have to. All y'all had to do was shut the country down. Really shut the country down. No movements. Let it die. Y'all got 7 days to get some food, get in the house. We're shutting it down. Everything, stores, everything. Of course, they can't shut down the hospital because there was people that already had it. But once they had it, got fixed or died or whatever, that would have been a wrap. But no, they wanted to linger it on and send out all these stimuluses. Now the country broke. Make it make sense. Y'all knew y'all was going to be broke. Y'all want to say, oh, well, Trump put us in a bad predicament, and then Biden came in after. Before Trump got in office, it was a bad predicament. Before Obama got in office, it was a bad predicament. And all it's been getting is worse. I've been living through it. As a working citizen paying taxes. So I've seen it. I've seen everything that's been going on. Because I lived it. Y'all got to come to some type of agreement. Some way, somehow. You got to make some type of agreement with these countries. All these countries you owe money. But they need to understand that you got to take care of your people. Because once America become a third world country, ain't nobody getting nothing. The money that they owe other people, they're not getting it. So what were you going to do? Take a loss on not getting nothing? Versus, okay, well, we let them take care of these people. Then they can help take care of us. Why you think we wear the damn weave and the clothes from China? And we buy stuff that the Arabians and Pakistanians send over to our country to support them. This is why we do it, to help you, America. Because we know you are messed up. So we're counteracting and we're saying, okay, we're going to buy a Chinese car. Did this one come from China? Okay, well, let me see the safety features because we know they're big on safety. No, okay, I like that. Well, let me get that. We have to recycle the money. If you can't do it through America giving you the money, then do it through their people. But if you kill the big people off, meaning they ain't got no money to survive, and then they're moving to other countries, you ain't gonna get nothing. You gotta make it make sense. Like the Arabians, or wherever they're from, Midwest, they got gas station here in Charlotte. Instead of giving it to Costco's, I give them some. Because I've been giving all my gas money to the Costco's. I said, no, I'm going to give them some. I'm going to spread the love. That's the way it works. Because they've been patient. They could have blew up some more of our buildings. But they've been patient. So I'm going on down over here and share the love. I'm going to buy cigarettes. Because most of the Arabians, and them, they sell the cigarettes and the blunts and all that stuff. So we support them. We smoke. Give us cigarettes, hookah. Not even sell clothes. Give me some of them clothes too. We got you. But now government want to stop us from helping them. And we helping the government. Make it make sense. We done taught the kids not to buy Louis Vuitton and the Gucci's. Keep our money in America. Or buy from the companies that service our country. We're teaching these kids this. And now you're making us look like fools. We can't continue to recycle the money. Make it make sense. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Y'all be careful out there. Don't let these thieves, these cyber thieves, get in your pockets. Because you really can't afford it. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon.